The mind, the one place we all have to ourselves, where our thoughts can only be heard by us. But one must wonder what happens inside the minds of certain individuals. And in Bungo Stray Dogs, many wonder what happens inside the mind of Fyodor Dostoevsky. Today, I will be discussing that. Hello and welcome to the Anime Matrix. On this channel, I do anime and anime character analyses as well as talking about manga, etc. Disclaimer, this video will make minor mentions of sensitive topics, so this is just a warning. Now, on to the video. I think the devil doesn't exist, but man has created him. He has created him in his own image and likeness. Who is Fyodor Dostoevsky really? Most of the main characters in Bungo Stray Dogs are based off poets and novelists in real life from centuries ago. Fyodor Dostoevsky is no exception to this. The real Fyodor was a famous Russian short story writer and novelist. His works left a huge impact on 20th century fiction. Many have been influenced by his ideas. Fyodor in Bungo Stray Dogs, while he is unique in his own way, some of his traits are based off the real Fyodor Dostoevsky. One of these traits are his intelligence. It is always easier to make moves from within rather than from outside. Everything that happens around Fyodor is because he wanted it to be that way. He is the conductor and he is simply instructing the orchestra on what melody to play. The first encounter of meeting Fyodor, we learn he was the cause of trying to crash the Moby Dick and the inner turmoil in the guild leading to its demise. He was able to do this because he made an ally with the pastor of the guild and the resources at his disposal. In this small interaction, it is noted that he is a mastermind in prideful solitude and that everything is going according to his plan. Fyodor is quite cautious about his actions, in what he says and what he does. I've only watched the anime, but at this point, up until season 4, we have no idea what his ability actually is. In the beginning of season 3, we learned that he got captured by the port mafia so that he would be able to get in the vault to obtain certain documents. Fyodor is keenly observant to his surroundings, and it is because of this he is able to get the outcome he desires. He was able to convince the port mafia executive to unalive himself without even having to do much. This is exactly the type of person Fyodor is.
People are eager to believe that they are acting with free will, that they know best. They become so excited by their own discoveries that they give them too much value. We are loath to believe we can be controlled. The method of escape he heard from the bounty hunter entailed erasing one's consciousness from an ability-created space. But what he didn't realize, I gave my abductor that information on purpose.
If you've made it this far into the video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button.
Go ahead.
Do not build fortresses to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous. If you decide to isolate yourself from your enemies and the world at large, you cut yourself off from valuable information. Being a lone wolf gets you nowhere if you want to achieve power. Because what happens if that wolf ends up in a den of lions? You are defenseless and will be attacked. In this game of power, Fyodor understands this. Operation Cannibalism. In order for his plan to become a reality, certain individuals must be eliminated. These being the port mafia and the armed detective agency. Hence, why he messed with the pastor's head to become his assassin to eliminate the heads of both organizations. Because in doing this, he strikes the shepherd, and this will ultimately make the sheep scatter and be in fear. People are more easily controlled in a state of fear. Getting rid of the gifted will allow him to obtain the book that he desired. When making his plans, Fyodor also takes into consideration planning ahead. He who is not prepared is destined to fail. So even though he told Dazai what ability was used on his boss, along with the port mafias, he knew that that person's ability would cause turmoil amongst the two organizations, as the ability is cancelled once one of the bosses dies.
People are sinful and foolish. Even knowing full well that they're being tricked and manipulated into doing so, humans can't help but engage in the act of killing each other. I seek the book in order to cleanse them of this sin. This is how it starts.
Conceal your intentions. Keep people off balance and in the dark by never revealing the purpose behind your actions. If they have no clue what you are up to, they cannot prepare defense. Guide them far enough down the wrong path. Envelope them in enough smoke, and by the time they realize your intentions, it will be too late. In Season 4, as Fyodor is in Mossad, a European prison which is specifically for high-rated criminals, he is supposed to be in isolation here. However, Operation Cannibalism was only but a smokescreen of something bigger. This being he is a member of an organization called the Decay of Angels. They somehow managed to possess a page from the book Fyodor is searching for. And it is because of this one single page, the Armed Detective Agency was framed and accused of killing government officials and are being hunted by special forces known as the Hunting Dogs. It is because of the smokescreen Fyodor created with Operation Cannibalism, he was able to hide his true intentions that would lead to the downfall of the Armed Detective Agency, bringing Fyodor closer to the world he wishes to create. The melody that Fyodor wants the world to hear is ridding the world of evil by the mercy of death. That brings us to the end of today's video. I hope it was informative and you enjoyed it, even though it was a little shorter than I initially planned. I'd like to make this into a series, so if you have any suggestions of other characters I should do, please leave them in the comments. This has been Inside the Mind of Fyodor Dostoevsky. Until next time, the Anime Matrix signing out. Bye bye.